Hello and welcome to the Merle and Locke podcast. I'm Merle.
And I'm Luck.
Set sail and low expectations for everything nerd, accompanied by a healthy, albeit shameful, helping to pointless banter, lack of focus, and questionably acquired knowledge.
And more.
And more. So for today's topic, Locke, I wanted to talk about a new game that we just tried out. I feel like it's really making its rounds around the YouTube streamer community and what have you, which is originally what piqued my interest with this game and made me want to give it a go. It's a game called Medieval Dynasty.
Yeah, and it's funny that you say that it was making its rounds, because I haven't heard a thing.
Really? Haven't heard a thing, eh?
No, not at all.
I've seen it like in a few places, people giving it a go, and I think it's been out for a couple years now. Maybe it's just gaining popularity, or maybe like it just came out of alpha or something. Or beta. I'm not entirely certain like why all of a sudden, because I think it's been out since 2021, like late 2021. I'm pretty sure, but I saw it. I saw some people playing it. And I watched maybe like 10 minutes of the gameplay, and then I was like, okay, I can't watch it anymore. I was like, I want to experience this game for myself because it looks pretty great.
Right.
I was really into it. So just last night, I purchased the game for the both of us because it was on sale on Steam. So we gave it a go. We played it for maybe like an hour and a half, 2 hours ish, and I wanted to get your initial thoughts on the game, and what you thought of it, or like what you enjoyed, what you didn't enjoy. I know we haven't put that much time into it yet, so we can't really get like a great, review. But just your initial thoughts, and if you're looking forward to playing more of it. What do you think?
Right. So, yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it. It was something new, something different. I loved the little interesting voice lines that had occurred when we first got into the game. Then kind of reminds me of a few games. I can't quite say for certain which ones they are, but I don't know about you, but were you rolling with the HUD the whole time?
No. Okay. So we'll make a little bit of an admission here. All right. It's we did try to record some of the gameplay, right? Which we'll probably try doing again in the future, but it didn't work out because we were having some problems with the recording software.
Technical difficulties.
That's right. If we can hash that out and the problems that we had, we're thinking we're gonna do some gameplay and perhaps make that available to watch, because we had a good go with it. We had a lot of fun, and it's something that we've been talking for a while about experimenting with, like as far as YouTube goes, and the gameplay videos and what have you. It's something that we wanted to kind of dip our toes into. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna have another look at
just
that.
Just one big toe, though.
Yeah, just one big toe. So what we were doing is, like, I wanted to get some good, good views and whatnot, and something that I don't really like. I know some people don't even notice it, but I don't like the HUD. When I'm watching like a little bit of a gameplay video of a game I've been interested in, if I'm watching one of these YouTubers check out this game and get some initial thoughts on it, like, they always have the HUD up, and they're usually fussing about one thing or the other. And what I wanted to do was I wanted to make it more, like a little bit more cinematic with no HUD. People can see the screen plainly, and without all that distraction, and actually like really dig into it, but not be critical about the game the whole time, because I hate it when people are critical about a game, especially in a Let's Play video, because I don't want you forcing your opinion on me. I just want you to play the game, enjoy what you can, and then I can then go and enjoy the game myself and form my own opinion around it, and not have these, these opinions leaking into my thoughts of the game, because it might be stuff that I don't even notice, or things that I don't find being a big deal. But like, as far
it's gonna pollute your whole idea of the game.
Exactly. That's the only gripe I have about these Let's Play videos. It's like, I appreciate them. I appreciate people like giving you a taste of the games and everything. But the minute they start fussing about things, I'm like, turn it off. Like, I can't. Like, it's not even enjoyable anymore. If you're gonna like be sour about stuff the whole time, I don't even want to watch. Yeah. So I just wanted us to have a go with it, have some good fun, and hopefully we can get our technical capabilities worked out, and we can actually get that recorded, and have something fun and enjoyable and lighthearted to watch. Because I mean, the last thing I want to do at the end of the day when I sit down to watch something is people complaining. That's
Right.
I hate seeing it. I hate watching it. I want nothing to do with that. I want something lighthearted.
All right, I'll complain the whole time. It's all right.
I know you will. Man, no, but I had a lot of fun with the game. So yeah, you pretty much essentially you start off in this little town. And I guess the whole, as far as the story goes, I mean, like, you just like, you have amnesia, and you bumped your head or something like that, because you wake up like in a surgeon's little hovel type house, whatever it is, and he just like says something to the effect of like, oh, how are you feeling? You really hit your head hard. Do you remember anything? And of course you're like, no, I don't know my backstory. And it's like, I like that whole approach where it's just like, oh no, I don't know anything, and it's like, okay, well, go talk to whoever. Here's a little tutorial for you to follow, figure out some things, and figure out how to craft things. And there's a knowledge book where you could sit down on the knowledge book, and you could figure out how to do everything. And then eventually, if you talk to a few other people, you learn a little bit about your background and like why the heck you're here, but nothing too revealing or anything like that. It's just like, you were supposed to be a part of a crew that was gonna establish a new town or something like that out in the landscape, and you still have to fulfill that job, right? But now you're alone because everybody else that you were traveling with were taken out by bandits or something to that effect. And so you get pretty much your goal, build a town, go out, and then you get some starter items and what have you, and you go out into the wilderness, and you just have to find a place. You have to venture out like in between towns, and find a spot that you want to make your home. And that's what we did. We went out into the dead of night too.
Oh,
so
yeah.
we had our torches out. We were looking about, and there was like wolves howling and stuff, so it was like all creepy. I was like, oh man, I hope we don't get like mauled by an animal or something, because there is wildlife in the game, and certain threats. And like, we get to a spot, and we see like across the river, there's like this old rundown fishing hut, right? And we're like, man, we should go over there, and make that, build onto that fishing hut, because it was a spot that wasn't within city limits or town limits of another town, so we were able to build there if we wanted to. So we went over there to check it out, and then what do we see?
People.
We see a whole bunch of bandits. They just come and try to murder us. And
there's a man with a hatchet, two people throwing hands, and then a fourth one in the distance trying to shoot us with arrows.
Yeah, so like right off the bat, we're like, oh crap, and we're just battling it out with these guys, and we took them all out, and it was kind of fun. It was interesting, like just delving right into it. Like we didn't know how to combat anything. We just point and click kind of thing is
Oh no no
what we
no!
went
I
for.
was the first one to find out how to hit things by punching a rooster that was just laying there on the
Oh yeah,
floor.
there was a dead rooster in town. Yeah,
Yeah
that you
yeah yeah.
started punching. But anyway, we took these guys out and we looted their corpses, and then we went to the fishing hut. We looted that up. There was a whole bunch of barrels and stuff with supplies inside. And you found a fancy
I
hat.
found myself
Which,
a nice little hat.
yeah, you found a fancy hat that I was extremely jealous of because I wanted a hat. And
Well,
then
to cover that atrocious bowl cut. Yeah.
yeah, I love the. I do like the character customization. It was pretty fun. I mean, there's not a lot of options, but I was still able to make a goofy looking character, which I appreciate in a game. I love that being able to make like an ugly, just like a very unattractive and often mutilated in some sense, and and I was able to make that character, and I loved it. But anyway, from there we started learning about building, and we built like a little house, and we were figuring out where to gather supplies. And like there is this whole like technology tree that we didn't delve into too much. We haven't completely figured out yet. We didn't play long enough, but apparently like you gain, it looks like you gain experience through doing certain actions, whether it be hunting or building or harvesting, and once you get so many of those experience points in those fields, it unlocks these certain technologies, which you can then purchase with money to learn those technologies, whether it be like building a woodcutter's hut, or making a loom, or this, that, and the other, just a whole bunch of different things. You got to gain the experience in that field, you got to purchase the technology with the money, and then you can actually build that thing, which like it's a kind of a grind, right? Like there's like it takes a lot to be able to accomplish that, which I appreciate. I do like that aspect. It's kind of fun, and it makes you want to like do certain activities, to an extent, so you could actually unlock those technologies. Do you have any other stories, inputs on that, or
I
experiences?
do wish that our recording would have worked out, because during the time where you and I had separated and I was trying to get things set up at our little, I guess, newly found base, I went off traveling, almost got mauled by a big beast, don't know what it was, didn't want to find out. I started running. I was like, nope, 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 nope. That's what you heard me saying, but we were like, you know what? We should probably talk as if we don't know where each other are at, and that's when we kind of established that. And then I came across this area that's not too far from our little base, where they have like spiked fences, and I just like kind of bumped up against them, and soon enough, just all these bandits and whatnot started charging after me. So I'm screaming in the dead of night. I have no torch. I can't see anymore. I'm just trying to get home.
Oh man, it was so difficult for me to keep quiet there when you were like, you kept screaming, and I wanted to ask like, what the heck, like what is going on over there? But I wanted to stay, like, keep up the immersion, right?
Right,
Because we were
right.
so far away from each other that like I like we didn't want to interact with one another because it would break the immersion. So just leaving you to scream and to your own devices and everything was just, oh man, like it made me like so curious, and I like started making my way back because I was like, I was like, I have to know what, like, everything was peaceful for me. Like, I was just collecting reeds and what have you. I didn't run into nothing. And you were over there screaming every, like, couple of minutes, like, oh, God. Like, just couldn't, and I was just like, what is he doing over there?
I was doing those, like, double take things where I'd quick, like, turn around and all of a sudden I'd see one of the bandits was, like, right on my ass. And then I'd freak out because I was, oh my God, he's right there. And I'm trying so hard not to die and have to go all the way back to the main, that main town that we started in.
Right.
In the dead of night, nonetheless, so.
Yeah, because at that point, we hadn't finished our house yet, so we didn't have a respawn point. And you had your own little revenge story.
I did.
During that session where we were building a house, and we were chopping down trees and collecting wood to be able to build up the house. And then we knew there was, like, we saw some boar, like, that were, you know, kind of encroaching on our base there.
Yeah, they were too close to our turf, and I decided to take it upon myself to go after it and see if it would attack me, and it sure enough was provoked and charged toward me, and you and I had started trying to fend off, and we killed the first one with not too much of a problem, but the second one managed to give me the payback, and it killed me, sent me all the way back. And
oh man, and then yeah, like, after it killed you, there was 2 boars left, because there was 3 boars in total. So one was dead. We had 2 more, and the 2 kept coming after me, and I just kept like doing circles and trying to stay out of their attack range, and I just kept poking them with a spear until they both weakened enough that they, like, ran off. They just ran away because I took enough health off of them. So I didn't pursue, because I was like, it's 2 boars. Like, that was hard, you know, like, I was like, I don't want to die too. So I just let them run. And eventually, like, you came back, you made your way back, and we continued, like, you know, collecting things. And we were about to, like, eventually we were about to, like, round off the night, you know, and call it a night. And we're thinking, like, oh, how do we end this session, right? And then I accidentally aggroed the boars again, and they came at us and tried attacking us again, and then Locke, of course, you got the killing blow on the boars.
That's
and
right.
I was like, man, that was their own little revenge story, you know?
Yeah, nice.
It's like, we started off you getting killed by that boar. We did all these things and whatnot, and right before we logged off for the night, you got that boar back.
I got that boar back, and I stabbed it over and over again after it was down, and
Yeah.
then I finally skinned it.
Yep. Oh man, that was great. I had a lot of fun, and I'm really looking forward to getting back in there and playing some more, because that was just a great time.
Absolutely
A great time. Highly recommend the game thus far. Like, we've barely skinned the surface, but I'm already just enjoying the crap out of it. It's a fantastic game.
Absolutely.
Thank you for joining us on the Merle and Locke podcast. If you enjoyed this banter, please consider becoming a patron by going to patreon.com/Merle and Locke, or simply follow the link in the description. Thank you.